Ano ba, sir?
Yes.
Ano ba, sir?
Wait, hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. My name is Domino, and you are watching Sensible Start with JR right now. So tonight, it's already 7 p.m. in Ontario, and it's 4 p.m. in BC, Canada. So I would like to introduce you to his first session, online session about financial management. I'd like to introduce you, and I'm so excited to introduce you. He's someone with deep understanding about a journey from being a student to being an immigrant here in Canada. And also, he is aware of the financial mismanagement of every new immigrants, and he could help us understand better how we manage our financial tools here in Canada as a new comer. Let me introduce to you JR. Go ahead, JR.
Thank you, Doms. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Yeah, my name is JR from Sensible Start with JR. I just started that Facebook page last September, and it's just me showcasing what I've learned about personal finance because personal finance is personal. And I've learned a lot and then I've made a lot of mistakes, coming here as a newcomer. So I can feel other newcomers making those mistakes. I've met a lot of people, but then it drew a spark in actually learning about personal finance since probably 8, 10 years ago. And yeah, it's been quite a journey. I have been a nurse here in Canada since 2015, as a student, then became a care aide, and then became an LPN, moved to Prince Rupert, then became an RN finally at 2018. For 4 years, I've been waiting for my permanent residency. And that was one actually of the mistakes that I thought I need to become a PR or permanent resident before I can open registered accounts like TFSA, RRSP, those kind of things. And now then I knew upon reading that anyone can open it as long as they lived here in Canada as a student, as a work permit holder, as long as they live 6 months. And there's a lot to be covered. I've learned about this investing on my own, and I just realized that um, personal finance or talking about money is such a taboo. I thought it was just for the Filipino culture, but then I found out that it's not just for Filipinos; it's for everyone, even the born and raised here in Canada. When I was talking about money with them, most of them didn't know, and that was my prejudice. That was my thought that everyone that born and raised here already knows a lot about stuff, and I found out that wasn't true. And so I kept on investing. Then I kept it to myself, but then I realized that you know doing nursing, I've seen a lot of real life stories that if someone is just prepared with their retirement, it would make a huge deal, especially on old age, like 50 and above. So it's just me trying to actually share my experiences. But also, I decided to take a license, LLQP, to be officially be regulated here in BC, here just in BC for now, and hopefully on other provinces. But I'm also currently enrolled in UBC Sauder School of Business currently, just to add to my financial portfolio and other financial services. Um, qualification, and I'm on the process on that. But I wanna get a head start, and I wanna learn. Well, with you, Doms, you're already doing the show Kiss Out TV, and which is really nice. And thank you for your collaboration, because I think this is a really good platform. I'm learning about the software you're using, the Restream, wherein we are live both in Facebook and in YouTube. So yeah, that was the background. So from student and then nursing, my immigrant journey. It's quite a journey. It was wonderful actually, and it's just me sharing. And my page is open for questions, and I try to be as transparent as possible, because we only have one life, and might as well be truthful and live with, you know, honesty, so that we can sleep at night. So yeah, I think that's about it. There's a lot. If I wanna divulge my life story, it's quite long. So yeah,
Yes, thank you so much, JR. So if you want to follow JR, please follow him in Facebook at Sensible Start with JR, which is live right now. And also this is streamed live in JR's personal Facebook account. John Reyes. What was your full personal Facebook account?
yeah. John J. Reyes, that's my
John J.
personal
Reyes,
Facebook
follow
account.
it, please
Yeah.
follow, and also um, follow. Please like and subscribe his YouTube channel. It's Sensible JR in YouTube. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like
Yeah,
and
since we'll
share.
start with Jay. I just started the YouTube channel, I think,
Right?
last week, because yeah, I'm not really into social media before, but I'm learning.
Yes,
So this is
we're
it. This is part of the learning. We need to experiment, right?
right. So we want to help JR gain much followers, so please do share and like and subscribe. I actually like feel how JR, like what JR has experienced when he came to Canada, because same thing with me. When I came to Canada, I don't have any financial education. Way back in the Philippines, we don't have that much information about finance. I actually don't know. Well, when I was in the Philippines, I actually don't know what is the use of checking account and savings account. What's the difference? Checking and savings account, and there's just a lot of things that some people in Canada knew about finance that I didn't know coming as an immigrant here in Canada. So let's start the ball rolling, JR. So
All right.
I know that you mentioned a little bit about why from nursing to finance. You already mentioned that you want to help people, and when I came here, nobody told me about finance, and right, I have trust issues with people, and I know I can trust in you. So,
Thank you.
JR, so what are the financial pitfalls of new immigrants here? Like, I see a lot of people when they come here, they earn, right? They earn a lot of money, like not a lot, but compared to what you earn in the Philippines, it should be a lot. And
Yeah.
people buy electronics, buy bag, buy some stuff that are not needed, order in Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
if you can shed a light on what are the financial pitfalls, but before you answer that, let me just greet our viewers online. Please do like and subscribe us, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat. Okay, GR, tell us about the financial pitfalls that immigrants should know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Maybe I think we can start off with personal experience, probably, and you know, a hands-on experience with other people as well, because we don't just learn from our mistakes. We also learn from other people's mistakes, right?
Yep.
So basically, I think number one, coming in here in Canada, same with me personally. My my goal is to just, okay, I'll go to Canada, earn as much as I can, and then I don't want to live in Canada for a long time, and then I'm just gonna gather as much as capital, go back home to the Philippines, and start a business. That was the initial plan. But then I found out Canada is such a beautiful country. Healthcare, education, and people are generally nice and positive. And most of the time, people respect your authority, people respect your job. There's just general respect across the board here in Canada, and that's what I like. And when it comes to finances, though, um, and also because of that reason, like I decided to like settle in Canada, and I already have two kids here in Canada, and but also when I started, I thought that it's just going to be the same in the Philippines. But then I learned about registered accounts like RRSP, TFSA, and RESP. There's no such thing like this in the Philippines. They we call them the tax advantaged accounts here in Canada. I wish Philippines has this. All right. Um, then there was a pitfall. I thought that I could not open a TFSA until I become a permanent resident. But then, so I waited for 4 years before I opened one, because I just kept it at the side burner. And then when I became a PR, then I started reading about it. I just lost 4 years. But it's okay. We all have our own timeline. So, for all temporary foreign workers out there, or even if you're in a student visa, you can open a tax free savings account, even other registered accounts, as long as you have lived 182 days and more because you are deemed resident in Canada. That was my mistake. Also, another mistake that I committed, and I was single when I came here, so like, partying, not much going on with the finances side because okay, it can take care of its own in the future. That was my mistake until I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was the book that ignited everything, and The Wealthy Barber as well. So basically, one of the common pitfalls is not really tracking my expenses and living above, not necessarily above our means. I was, from the get go, I'm kind of conscious about my spending, but it was a different game when I realized, okay, I need to get serious about this. I really need to be live below my means because now I was learning about retiring early. Like I don't want to work for the rest of my life or maybe until 65, even though, well, as long as I love the job, no problem with me. But all along, I think there's more to offer to the society. So I couldn't see myself doing nursing until maybe 50 or 60. So that's why I started learning about retiring early, financial independence, retiring early. That's a fire. They call it the fire movement right away. Right now, it's financial independence, retire early. So yeah, living, not living below your means or not tracking your expenses is one of the most common pitfalls. And then because Filipinos tend to convert, the currency and thinking like, oh, this is more money that I have. And then we realize, okay, it's I think it's also like it's also instinct that now I have the money, I can buy whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have this gadget before in the Philippines, then I can buy this. So I
Did
think
you go into
then,
that
oh, it's so
pitfall though?
easy.
Did you go
Hmm?
into that pitfall? Like you unnecessarily buy some
Unfortunately,
stuff?
no.
So you have
Fortunately,
discipline
no.
then.
Huh?
You have discipline.
Um, a little bit. From the get go, there's a little bit of discipline there. Um, but yeah, I mean, oh, sorry, it's my daughter knocking. So yeah, I mean, oh, sorry, Jada. So yeah, basically, I was maybe disciplined enough. You can tell her, but not for me on my standard, not disciplined enough.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
I'm
continue with
just
the
gonna.
pitfalls.
Yeah. And I think, but I see it with other people, though. I see it with
Mm.
other people that they are happy to go buy that MacBook on credit, right? Even though they don't have it. The way I do it though, buying gadget, I don't want to buy it as long as I don't have the cash. I use credit card to gain points, but then I pay it off right away. I do my credit card like I pay it off every 2 weeks. That's my goal right now.
So JR, when I was new in Canada, I was told to use my credit card in order to increase my credit points or credit score.
Yeah,
Is that
credit
true?
score. Yeah, I mean. that's one of the ways that you build credit actually, because there's record. But you really need to be strategic in order for you to really take advantage of the credit card. um, like for example, when we're talking about credit card, it's all about credit utilization. If you want to make sure that if you're given a credit limit of 5,000, you want to make sure you don't go to the maximum, because that means your credit utilization is at 100%, right? And also, like for me, I think credit utilization, that's what they said, that in general you want to make sure it's under 20 to 30%. So if I have a 5,000 credit card limit, I want to make sure I only spend maybe below 2,000, and I want to pay it off right away. And I think a lot of people make a mistake of just paying the minimum.
Okay.
And then the interest, that's where credit
Yeah.
card
Can you
companies
emphasize
or
on that?
banks make money.
Can you emphasize on that, JR? JR, some people in Facebook and YouTube was telling me that I'm echoing. Are you using two microphones in there?
Let me see.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you're using two microphones because I can hear my voice.
Okay.
All
Uh,
right,
sorry.
perfect.
That.
Oh yeah, that's that. Oh, I can still hear my voice.
Okay. How about that?
Mic testing, perfect. All
Uh,
right, so y- oh, I, there's still an echo.
Let me see. Let me
I
see.
can still hear my
Okay.
voice. Yeah, people are like RJ Olarte. Hi to RJ Olarte.
Oh,
Thank
hi.
you so much for watching. And Christine. Thank you so much from YouTube. Thank you so much for watching us today. She was like, I was walking my dog early, I mean, late, I mean, at 6 p.m., at 6:20. And Christine saw me and said, "Hey, Domino, the Sensible Start will start at 7 o'clock." It's like, yeah, I know. I was just walking my dog. So let's continue. How does the credit trap works? So you said you like as oh, I can still hear my echo.
Let me see here. How about that? Is that better?
Let's check. Hello, mic test. All right. Okay, that's fine. Are you able to hear me though?
I'm able to hear you. Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
it's part it's part of this
I'm
technology
so
thing.
sorry.
We're still learning. It's
So
okay. It's
yeah,
okay. It's our
let's
first
go
one.
back to the credit cards are very helpful to increase your credit score. But what I'm thinking is, how does it become a credit trap?
I think it becomes a credit trap the moment you only pay just the minimum. You want to make sure, in order for you to build credit, that it's paid off like probably every month. And I mean, if if you buy something and you can't pay it off within a month, that means, for me, it's just personal. Okay, it's just very personal. If I can't pay it off in cash, that means I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
If I put something in credit and I can't pay it off within a few days, that means I can't afford it. I
Mm.
mean, there are other emergencies. It's not applicable for everyone, but that's just how I view it. I view credit card still like a cash, but I'm using credit card mainly for points
Mm-hmm.
and also building my credit.
Yes. So this is how new immigrants fall into the credit trap. So they are also given the line of credit. So same thing, it's a credit line of credit. So what they do is they spend something from their credit card and then get that payment from the line of credit until it accumulates and trap them. So is there a hope from getting away on those kind of traps? For beginners so when I was new in Canada, I didn't know, line of credit. I didn't know like how this stuff works because I don't have this in the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also like a strategy, right? People, because the interest rate in credit cards are above 20%, and then they got line of credit which has an interest of maybe 6 to 8%. So when you look at the number, it's okay. It makes sense. I'll just transfer my balance, I pay off my credit card, but still, you have a line of credit, and it's still accumulating. also you just want to make sure that you replenish it off like within a month. That's just me. Um, because if you can't, that means for that item you really can't afford it unless it's for emergency. Though I think you can avoid it as long as you live below your means. It goes back to living below your means, but also staying disciplined with your finances. For example, this is a real life example. So
Okay.
I had a client, and we talked. He was asking about investment in TFSA. Okay, it's like, oh, JR, I really want to invest in TFSA. And then when we look at the financial needs analysis, then okay, he's got a credit card debt or around of 15 to 20 grand, right? Credit card. And he's wondering why his balance keeps on going up even though he's paying the minimum. Now he's making that mistake of just paying the minimum, or maybe it was above minimum, but the interest was still accumulating. So what I told him is basically, right now, um, don't put anything on your TFSA. If it was me, you know don't put anything on the don't think about investing first. You gotta eliminate the debt first, because if your investing account only earns you 8%, but your credit card interest is eating up 20%, you already lost the game. So I do think, it's just personal as well. You start investing if you don't have any debt, except mortgage. Though mortgage, it's such it's big, and there's different strategies about mortgages as well. Like, I mean, you can buy a house, and then part of the rooms or part of the house you house hack. Like,
Mm-hmm.
part of the mortgages will be paid by the tenant.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're renting out, then basically, if it's almost the same as payment of your rent and your mortgage, it makes sense to have a mortgage. And usually the interest rate of the mortgage is lower and long term as well, so you don't feel that burden. And it's because it's really serving you a purpose. Like, now you have roof over your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shelter. It's a need. So I get that. It's something that probably another goal, maybe in 10 to 15 years, to pay off your mortgage. But I think consumer credit, consumer borrowing, consumer lending is the one that we should all eliminate, and pay have the mindset of just paying in cash. If you can't afford it in cash right now, if you really want to buy that Xbox
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have the cash, that means you can't afford it. And you
Oh.
know credit card companies love it when you use your credit card because they can charge interest. Even the zero interest is kind of dangerous for some people, because after 1 year, after the promotion, then they can charge the higher interest. So you really need to be strategic with credit cards.
So yeah, I like that idea that if you can't buy it with cash, that means you can't afford it. That's a really good wisdom to think. I haven't thought of that. I thought that I could buy using a credit card and then replenish it later on.
Just use the credit card in order for you to accumulate points. We've traveled for free because of points.
Mm-hmm.
And there are credit cards that, oh, first year fee is waived, and then you get a bonus, and then that bonus is enough for a couple to actually fly to the US, or, in Quebec. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, that's how I use it to
So
accumulate points.
so
And
JR,
I'm just
I've like we I think for this episode we'll be talking about pitfalls because we want everyone to know about like pitfalls in coming over. I know a lot of like new immigrants fall into this snake pits and cause them like to become like buried in debts. There's this one credit card that you have to pay like $100 or something like that, like membership, and then they'll give you. So how does that work? Like, is that actually beneficial? Like, I know like one credit card has a membership fee of I think 800, and they give you benefits like $1,000 benefits, and they said it works. Does that really works?
actually, I think what you're referring about, the $800 subscription fee or the credit card fee, that's
Yes.
Amex Platinum.
Is
Yeah.
it, I want to understand that. Like I'm so paranoid with all these financial traps. So is that a trap or is that real or
No, not necessarily. It's not a trap. It's you just need to be strategic in using it, right? Like for example, if you have an Amex Platinum, you're paying $800 a year fee. But if you have a business that's paying for that, then that's the expenses of the business, not
offsets
your.
it?
For example, if you have a corporation, right? If you have
Mm-hmm.
a corporation, then it's not coming out of your personal savings. It's not coming. It's an expense for the company because you're using it for business purposes. And as the owner of the company, then you're just enjoying the perks, like unlimited lounges and
Mm-hmm. Yes.
1,000 credit, 1,000 worth of travel benefits, or more actually, because of the promotion. And usually Amex doesn't have any credit limit, especially you're in the platinum. I think the gold card too. But it's wonderful if you have a business. But if you're just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot. Go with a no fee credit card.
Mm-hmm. That's your
Go with no
advice.
fee. Yeah, for me. And just practice. Once you get the habit of it, or once you learn more about it, then you can apply what they call credit card churning.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's promotion. Oh, 1 year fee is waived if you sign up right now and you get 80,000 points. You can do that as well for that sake. I did that. I did that. And the way I do it before 1 year, I just move my credit card, um, what you call that, credit card balance, not balance, credit limit. I can transfer it to a no fee credit card of the same bank so that I don't lose my credit limit, right?
Mm.
And that way, instead of closing that
Credit card.
credit card that has a fee
Yeah.
of $120 per year, for example, I don't just close it. Before I close it, I'm going to ask the bank to move that
Transfer.
credit limit to my other credit card that has no yearly fee.
Oh, you can do that?
You can do that. Yeah,
I
you lose.
oh.
Yeah. So I did that 2 times already. Like for
So,
example, I had a credit card
so
with
do you call
BMO.
that a downgrade or something?
You basically downgrade, but you're not losing your credit limit on the premium credit card.
Including the points.
The points, it's yours. But
Okay.
you want to make sure, though, because you will lose the benefit. You want to make sure that before you close that credit card, you want to make sure you consume the points, or if if the points is transferable to something. Like for example, Amex points is actually transferable on a one-to-one basis to Aeroplan. So I have Amex, I have Aeroplan, and sometimes to book a flight with Aeroplan is much cheaper than booking with Amex booking. So I just moved the points from Amex to Aeroplan. So it's a wonderful topic to learn this credit card, but you really need to be strategic.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, I
Maybe
should
one
say.
day we'll talk about credit cards and how to get rid of it because there's just a lot of pitfalls for new immigrants. And then in order to get that and later on you say, "Oh, I want financial freedom." And it's too late because you're already entangled with a lot of pitfalls, one of which is the credit trap. And yeah, I think for this episode we'll talk about just the pitfalls or the things that shines bright when you come and then later on you get entangled with all those stuff. So next one, I hear this one is a story. I guess it's a true story from my colleague. He is on a working visa. So during the pandemic, Canada opened temporary and working visa here, and he came here for that. And I think the agreement is to go home after some time, like an X number of years, with no pathway to permanent residency. So
Okay.
what they did is that they purchased a car, like not just a car, but a Tesla. They purchased a Tesla, and they were not permanent residents, and they were not. It was not a well thought of idea. And can you take us into like um do we really need like as a beginning, like let's just say permanent resident or immigrant here in Canada, do we really need our first car, or having our first car is a mistake?
It really depends. I mean, like if you're for me, I didn't buy a vehicle for since I came here in Canada. I came here 2014. I just rode a bike and used the transit for 3.5 years. I only bought a car used when my wife and my first kid actually came over.
So you mentioned already mortgage initially, like a little bit about mortgage. So JR, based on your experience in in going into financial freedom and investment, which should we do first, a car or a home?
Well, I think that's a question as well. It really depends on your situation. For example, if you need a car to go to work, like you can't do transit. You know, if you can do that, if you only need a car, then you need to buy a car because you need to make money, right? Right? Especially depending on which location you are. For example, I lived in Richmond for almost 2 years, and the transit is amazing. Canada Line, it was amazing, and
Richmond,
I just
Ontario?
no Richmond, BC.
Oh, I thought Richmond,
Yeah,
Ontario is it's like
Richmond, BC.
2 hours
So
away
that
from
that
here.
way, I would buy a car, and I would never buy as a newcomer. I would never buy a brand new car
Why?
because because the moment it goes out of the dealership, boom, the value goes down. It's a
Mm,
depreciating asset. It's a liability. It's a liability. So I actually made a video about it. That there's actually a friend who had $12,000 saved up, and he really wants to buy a car, and he's now torn to actually buy a brand new one or a used one. Well, he's talking. If he wanted to buy a brand new car, well, he's talking to the
right
wrong
person.
guy, me,
Wrong. Oh, why?
because, because I advocate for a
For
used car.
used ones. Okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to buy a new car unless it's for business and the business pays for it. And I
Mm,
mean, it's also an emotional. I think it's the second biggest purchase. Second, your first the biggest purchase of our life here in Canada is the home,
mm,
and then I think the next one is car. And I see a lot of people actually, buy a new car, and then now they're not satisfied because now they're chasing that other shiny object. Oh,
new
he's
feature.
got a better car than me. Now I need to upgrade. Now he's got an existing loan. Now that loan needs to be carried out on the second car, and I mean, like that's just a
And it
financial ruin for me.
accumulates.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see some people just for one car, but the accumulated loan is more than 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So now we had a lot of ideas about financial starting over here in Canada and getting our financial life straight. So for our viewers in Sensible Start with JR in Facebook and JR's John Junior Reyes what do you call this personal page and Giselle TV in YouTube. Please, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to put your questions or any suggestions in our comment box down below. And also, we are talking about pitfalls. If you come here in Canada, before our financial freedom, we pass through pitfalls because these are the shiny objects that we see when we come to a new place. Like in Canada, GR said he loves Canada because of a lot of stuff in here. The respect first. There's
mm,
actually respect they're serious about respecting here, right? Respecting the workplace and your
oh,
individuality
yeah.
and your talents. I saw in
50%.
your YouTube videos, no, yeah, YouTube videos that you talk about missing out benefits. Not filing your like as a beginner here, you don't know how to file your tax and all those kind of stuff. So can you run us through those kind of pitfalls here, JR? Do we did we
Yeah,
miss did we miss benefits?
yeah. I mean, I think it's just all about making sure that what applicable tax credit is applicable to you, right? Like the tuition tax credit. Some people fail to actually claim that. I think it's already embedded as well. The personal tax credit, it's also already embedded when you file your taxes. But for example, moving expenses, if someone moves, from a different province for the purpose of employment, that move is actually tax deductible. There are other things that are tax deductible, especially for example, there's someone that is working but has a side hustle. but then come tax time, they forgot to claim the part of the house or an office. You can claim that part of the house. You can claim part of your utilities. There's just, I think I'm just talking about some people who has a side business on top of their employment income. But yeah, I mean, you should explore the different tax credit that's available. It's available in the at the CRA website, and that's my only source. My main source of information, even though there are different blogs and website, I always want to check out the Canada.ca website for clarification, because at the end of the day, the government has the final say. So
JR.
I like it.
So
That rhymes.
that's actually correct. You need to read, and for those people who don't like to read, like me. So when you come to Canada, you don't have a job. Let this just say, for example, just me. Like me, I came to Canada October, and then I didn't have a job because everything's changed on the ground. It's not like when you're coming and full of hope, and when you come here in the ground, it's different. So I have a question. Um my question is, do you need to file taxes even if you don't have a job?
If you have a SIN number, you still have to like file
Like,
taxes.
yeah, this is for newcomers here in Canada. Like GR saying, if you have a SIN number, you have to file.
Yeah,
Even if you have zero, what do you
you
call
just
this?
you just put in you just put in
Income.
zero.
Zero income.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Stephen Burgos saying this one. He said, right on the money. By for our viewers who are non Visayan or non Cebuano speakers, by means brother. Same with Indian in our language. So Stephen Burgos is commenting here in Facebook, saying, right on the money. By
Wow, meet my idol when it comes to money. Hi, Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah,
Do I know him?
yeah, he's the Mr. Nursing of CNU,
Oh yeah,
actually.
yeah. Burgos, Mr. Burgos, right?
Mr.
Yes.
Burgos. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I think we're into the last pitfalls that I can think of for new beginners, and then later on we'll talk about investments. I think JR.
I like the way you structure this. Actually, I'm surprised with your questions. We have a few questions laid out, but your questions are kind of like very out of the script. But it's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's,
I'm glad that I'm able to actually share my personal experience related to those questions. So
yes, because the reason why I'm asking this question, because I can't just jump into financial freedom without talking about the things that derailed me into my financial freedom when I came to
uh,
Canada, right?
yeah.
Like like a new car. I had a bad decision buying a new car. Like, you know, you know what happened to me, JR? I had a car. It's a Mazda 3. It was the previous owner didn't like it and then tossed it in, a car dealer. And when I came to the car dealer's like, "Oh, you want a Mazda 3? Here you go. 150 per month." Can you imagine $150 per month? How cheap
Oh,
is that? And then the car is new, like 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 without a year. So
okay.
it's
I might be enticed.
so I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna buy this car. So I did. So I paid 150, and I got a lot of savings for that. And later on, this is the thing. The car mistake. Choosing the wrong car, like what you said. I purchased a new car, so I tossed that car. I sold that car and put in the entire the what they call it, money that I get out from that car, and then I put it on the new car, a new, like, brand new car. And some kinda I was regretting it. It's because I feel like I'm working for that car. Like, can you imagine? And the new car has a high insurance. I mean, the insurance is expensive too for new cars, right?
Correct, especially if you're a newcomer as well, right? I mean, the insurance is high if you're a newcomer because you don't have any driving history here in Canada. And, the insurance companies actually look at your driving history. You don't have any accidents, you don't have any violations. So, yeah, I mean, I think ICBC here in BC. I think some people were able to get a certification from Land Transportation Office from the Philippines, and then it was just, I think, an affidavit that telling that this guy didn't have any accident and the best driver in the Philippines. Okay, you'll get a discount. And I,
Like a
I
discount
haven't
of
done that.
10%? A
I, I
discount of
didn't I didn't I didn't do that. But some people, I think some people did. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's an emotional buy. I think car is such an emotional buy. I was so thankful that for 3 years I did not buy a car when I was still a student or even working, because I made sure my workplace is a walking distance to where I was renting, because I was saving money. I was saving money so I can pay for immigration fees
right.
for my family,
Mm-hmm.
right? I needed to sponsor them, and I was still studying. I was paying for. I'm lucky that I have family who was able to support me with my schooling. But when I came here in Canada, I wanted to make sure I can stand on my own. So that's why I kind of delayed the gratification.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
yes,
think
I
that's the
just
key.
yeah, you delay your gratification. Like I can also say that, like, don't follow what I did, because it might feel good, but later on after a month it doesn't feel good anymore. Alrighty. So
There's remorse.
so yeah, so I'm gonna have to spend my 5 years regretting, and then after 5 years I promise myself not to like buy like a brand new car. Now let's move forward. These are the things, because I've seen these are the things that um entangled entangles us, like newcomers here in Canada. Like these are financial tools that might be helpful later. I mean might be helpful if you use it properly, but then if you
Mm,
don't use it properly, if you abuse it, you're gonna be a slave to the banks and all the stuff. So talking about banks, so when I first came here in Canada, I opened a bank. So that's the one of the first thing that you do, right? Come here, open your bank, because
of
you
course.
cannot transact, you cannot work, you cannot go anywhere without your bank, and you cannot buy some stuff without your card, right? So banking fees. We'll talk about banking fees, because when I was new here, I didn't know about banking fees, man. Like I was like, why is my account being deducted
Oh,
like $15 a month? So
oh, I hate those. I
go
hate
ahead,
those.
yeah, give it. Share us your stories.
I mean, yeah, same with me. That happened, but it was a good thing when I came here. They have a promo like, oh, a student bank account, pay no fees for 8 months or 12 months, and then you pay the monthly fees, right? I hate bank fees. Like, why do you need bank fees, right? I am good thing right now. This is what I'm advocating for. There are online banking. I'm not, this is not sponsored video. It's just that based on experience, I use this online banking because with this day and age of technology, sometimes you don't need to the physical bank. You can do all your transaction through your phone, right? Let's say, for example, the big banks usually charges 12, 15, $20, depending on the plan, right? For me, that's a drain. Maybe for some people, that's nothing. That's just chump change. But for me, it mattered. So what I did with banking, there are online banks around right now, like, for example, Simply Financial. It's technically owned by CIBC, but it's no fee, but it's actually it's their online banking that's owned by CIBC,
Mm-hmm.
because they know, the big banks know, that the new wave right now of banking is no fee banking.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever there's no fee, people flock, right? So they
Yeah.
know. So they started this online banking labeled differently, so that the old schoolers still trust the names, the big names like BMO, CIBC, TD. They can charge because they have the brand.
Mm-hmm.
But I go with Simply Financial, for example. Tangerine,
Tangerine. Yeah.
Tangerine, it's zero fee.
Yes.
What else? EQ Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, which I really like, is Wealth Simple. I think Wealth Simple is actually gonna be really, really big here in Canada, because they're an investing platform first. They started the robo advisor, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and then now you can open multiple checking accounts with them with zero fees.
Wow.
And it's really wonderful. I think they just I really thought really wanted to buy the stock of Wealth Simple, but they're not publicly traded, the Wealth Simple itself. But there's a parent company that actually is in that actually owns the majority of World Simple, and I just researched that, and then I just bought that company, and they give out really good dividends. So yeah, and because I really like the product and I'm using it. But when it comes to banking fees, open these online bank accounts. ditch the traditional banking. It's just me. It's just me. Um, right now I'm mainly using Simply, Tangerine, EQ Bank, and Simple. Those
And
are the
those are
four
free.
banks. Those are totally free, and they actually give out higher interest rate, even like 1%.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
it's better than 0.1 or 0.1%
We have a
from
viewer
traditional banks.
here. We have a viewer here, Sajid
Mm,
Almonte, Tivigar. He said Wealth Simple. I remember JR when Wealth Simple started here. I think that was during the pandemic.
yeah,
Everybody don't know what Wealth Simple is, and because they're one of the first online bank, and they need to access your primary bank before they do that before. They need to access your primary bank in order
yeah,
to determine who you are, and everybody was kind of paranoid. But look at what's well simple right now.
yeah.
It's like a booming bank actually,
Yeah.
and I like the way they do. They said Bahandi Bisdak said by POW. What's POW?
Oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I mentioned, yeah, thanks Bahandi, thanks by kanang I'm almost like speaking Bisaya. But he said by POW, that's the majority shareholder of Wilsimple. That was the main reason I bought the stock POW. This is not a stock recommendation,
Yeah,
okay?
we can but we can see this in Wealth Simple.
Yeah, like you have a Wilsimple. It was just I mean, for me, it's just that I like the product. I actually took notice of Well Simple because when I filed my taxes on my own using Simple Tax,
Yes.
and then Simple Tax was bought by Wealth Simple. Now it's called Wealth Simple Tax. They
Wow.
bought it. I'm like,
Oh.
okay, so they're acquiring companies, the technology company, fintech basically. So I'm like, I really want to invest in this company. How? So I search who the owner is. The majority owner is POW, which is Power Corp of Canada.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? One thing I like about this conversation with you is that you will know some like stuffs that you can purchase and invest, right? So yeah, I'm also looking into like
It's not recommendation, okay?
yeah, because
Do your
they
own
they,
due
they, they, they
diligence.
rise and
This is not
fall.
financial. This is just educational
Yeah,
purposes only.
they rise and fall. They are sometimes like their liquid liquidity is like very high sometimes. And like I really like this conversation. And if you don't have like a group of friends that advises you for finance, I encourage you to watch JR's show, because JR gave really like a good wisdom financially, just like what we're talking about banking fees. So don't pay. JR recommends to ditch your ditch your traditional banks. Reason why you pay them is because
Mm,
of the service that they provide in person.
mm,
And even if you actually go there or not, you still have to pay. But JR, a lot of friends of mine told me that, hey, Domino, don't go into these online banks. I mean, the free banks is because they don't have physical store. I mean, physical,
yeah.
office that you cannot complain. So how do we deal with that?
No, I haven't really used physical bank, for my transactions because everything is online now anyway. And you can actually call them, if anything. You can email them for support. They have chat support, I believe. So there's because they're owned by the big banks anyway, so they have that support service for their customers. And yeah, I mean, I if for example, Simply Financial, if I need like cash, I
Mhm.
just need to go to a CIBC ATM
Mm,
machine, and
yeah.
it's for free because it's owned by CIBC. I think Tangerine is owned by BMO. I'm not
Scotia,
sure.
Scotia.
Oh, Scotia. Okay, Scotia.
Yes, Scotia
Yeah,
Bank.
yeah.
Oh wow. We actually JR and I talk about like it should be 30 minutes, and I told JR, I tell you 30 minutes
Yeah.
is not enough. So I really
30
wanted
minutes.
to ask more questions, but maybe next time we have to do it like, since we talk about the financial pitfalls. I don't know if that's all. If our viewers here right now, we have a lot of viewers in JR's page. If you know some financial pitfalls, you just please let us know by typing it into the comment section here. Don't be shy, and if you have questions for JR2, and if you want to
Yeah.
ask something, yeah, anything personal you want to ask or something, yeah, you can always ask us that.
Yeah.
So now I think we've tackled about more about like the financial pitfalls, and I think our listeners are ready for our next episode, and we'll talk about more about financial freedom and how to get there. And if you find what JR is talking about sensible, please do like us. Like, JR, can you invite them to like and subscribe your Facebook and YouTube channel?
Of course. Thanks, Noms. I mean, visit my page. I just started last September. We'll see how it goes, and I wanna do it in a way that I'm transparent enough, and then I can share my personal experience regarding the financial system here in Canada. I know it's such a taboo topic, so I just need to break out of that, comfort zone, to be able to share, because I can, most of the things that I share on Facebook is basically what I did. I mean, I might not know everything. It might not be applicable to everyone because personal personal finance is personal. That's what I really say. Personal finance is personal, and if it's applicable to you, that's good. If you have further questions, let me know. And yeah, I advocate for this, and I hope to produce more content related to this that is valuable and educational to our community, because yeah, this topic is such a taboo, and let's normalize this topic. I believe, we shouldn't be scared, and if we made a mistake, we made a mistake. It's in the past. We
Yeah.
just need to make sure that, today is a gift. That's why it's called present.
Wow.
And we just need to make sure that in the future we don't carry any mistakes from the past. And
Yes.
it's so doable. It's sometimes I'm just surprised that, I mean, personal finance is basically common sense, but it's just our material, instinct that, okay, I deserve that shiny object because I work hard for it. I mean, I think when I see it as, you're not buying something with money. You are actually buying it with time and your blood and your sweat. So the next time, like, you purchase something really big, then I think you're gonna make sure that, okay, I'm buying these working hours. I'm buying this for 1 week worth of work, right? Because we're already paying 3 to 4 months worth of our life to the government in the form of taxes, right? So we need to make sure our expenses is kind of on the low side,
Yes,
right?
so yeah, we have what you call this, a comment here from Bahandi Bisdak saying that you need to keep doing videos like this. I noticed lots of kabayan living in Canada are struggling, which I think your niche comes in handy. Of course,
Thank you.
that's why I encourage JR, you need to share this, because a lot of us, and including me, no, I'm not actually like what you call this, exempted of all those stuff. I made financial mistakes and I'm suffering from those mistakes right now, and JR is here to give us like financial wisdom on how to, like, his experience can be our experience too, and my experience, my mismanagement can be your mismanagement too. Who knows, right? So we've learned, to summarize everything that we learned today, we've learned a lot from JR's from nursing, and then move to financial stuff. And if you're around BC, Bahandi Bizdak, thank you so much for your comment, bro. Thank you so much. And yes, if you're around BC, JR is also taking like personal in person. Can you tell us about that, JR?
Yeah, you can always book a free call on my page. There's a link over there to look at my calendar. It's for free. It's basically, a strategy call because, I am licensed as well to deal with investment, insurance, those kind of things. But the way I want to do it is, I want to do it in a way that it's transparent. For example, if they just want to book a call because they have a question, that's it. And then if they don't need my service that I'm able to provide at that time, then there's nothing wrong. All I ask is maybe I can just you can refer me to your um, friends and family who likes that kind of product. You know, for the last appointments that I have, like for the last week, I probably had 5 or 6, strategy calls. Yeah, like only a few of them actually needed my service because they already have, like, for example, insurance, and they already have investments. All they need was clarity. I think that's what I want to impart in the community: clarity and confidence with their finances, because we already have a goal. I think we already have a goal of achieving something: financial independence, retiring early. A goal is a goal, but if we don't act on it, then it's just a goal, right?
So
So let's have a clarity and confidence regarding finances, and it shouldn't be a taboo nowadays, because I think it's a new age, and we should be transparent. And yeah, I mean, book a free call if you want. It's limited time. It's booking up, and we'll see how it goes. If it works for you, it works for you. For example, I see a lot of people were in they're temporary foreign workers, and they got sold with this expensive life insurances. And for me, that hurts, because you're a temporary foreign resident. There's no way for you to actually buy an expensive one wherein you don't have an emergency fund yet. And for me, build your skills, increase your income, find a way to increase your income. And my current my previous clients was like, oh, I really like this cash value life insurance, but I mean, I told her, just hold off for now about this. I mean, you should just have the cheap one, the term, which is convertible in the future, right? Because all you need now is to make sure your residency is, it's insurance here, it's cheap. But I mean, there's always a way, and we only want something. I want to provide a service wherein it's applicable to your own situation, and make sure it's affordable as well. And that's how I want to move forward with it. And at least I have other businesses as well to sustain me, so this is basically a passion project. Because aside from this financial service industry, I run a healthcare company, and I also like co-own an immigration service with my wife. So yeah, I mean, like, that really helps out. And sometimes I accept shifts in from nursing, although I haven't accepted shifts as a nurse lately.
yes, that's so wonderful. And your future is clear with JR. So if you really need financial advice and financial coaching, basically it's a financial coaching and somebody you can trust. If you're around BC, Canada, and if you are anywhere in Ontario and entire Canada, if you can book online and ask JR. And I think we've discussed 5 major pitfalls that new immigrants like me and everyone else goes into and get entangled with, and until now they're buried with debt, and they cannot get out from it. We talk about credit card traps, where JR, this is a new wisdom. JR said, if you cannot buy it with cash, that means you cannot afford it. So that's actually a very good advice. And by the way, Bahandi Bisdak said, "Yeah, she's a girl." So I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I thought, I thought you're a guy, but yeah, I'm so sorry. And RJ Olarti said, "Which investment option would you?" I just answer this one before I summarize everything. Which investment option would you suggest? Individual stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, or bunches? Just quickly, because we'll have a different episode for this one. Go ahead, JR.
I mean, for me, I don't recommend like any just one single company or ETF, but my inclination is more on index funds and ETFs, because they're broad based. You're not studying just one stock, right? And there's a bunch of resources out there. But personally, especially if you're just starting out, index funds or ETFs is my for me my go to. Even though I personally hold some individual stocks, but only if I did my due diligence on it. And if because it's so easy to lose money with buying with individual stocks, right? It could go down like maybe next week or next month. So, but in ETF, you're already diversified or index fund, you're already diversified because an index fund actually invests in multiple companies or actually invest in multiple ETFs or index fund. So that way, I'm removing the guesswork. And I always advocate for long-term investing. Keep it for 10, 20, 30 years if you want. That's why I'm so excited about the younger generation, like the 20 plus. I started investing when I was like, what, 28 here in Canada, because I waited. But I'm so excited for people like in their like 21, 22, like
Oh
under
yeah.
25. Oh man, like they have
How old are
the
you when you
horizon.
came to Canada? 28?
24.
24. You're so young. I was like
Oh, I feel old.
28. I was 28 years old when I came. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like that's just like I'm leaning more to, even though like I don't necessarily recommend a single one. Always do your due diligence. If you have a financial advisor, seek the advice from your financial advisor. But we're just lucky nowadays that these products like index funds exist. I think I made a video about it.
Oh, we also are lucky because we have people like JR. They want to share their information. Other people just don't care about others. They just keep their knowledge and don't share anymore. But this one,
That was me
I'm
before.
yeah. That was you before.
No, I
So
was I was scared to share. I was scared to share, but
you are
I was
scared
like,
to share.
what? Hmm?
You're scared to share, not that you just want to hide this information, right?
Correct. I mean, because as a nurse, I just realized, as well as working in endoscopy nurse, I've had multiple patients wherein they just came in for a hemorrhoid check, maybe an hemorrhoid banding, and then we went to go as for a full scope, and then
Yeah.
found out it's cancer. And then two instances, my age,
Oh, that's young.
and then it just hit me, right, like that could be me. And then I was like, I should do something when I can't just provide care to my patients at the hospital, but I think our finances need some nursing too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that needs a resuscitation.
Correct.
Um, so JR, thank you so much for answering that. RJ Olarte, we're gonna have another full episode for individual stocks, ETFs, mutual
Hmm.
funds, or bonds. JR will
Yeah,
discuss that in thorough. So
yeah,
make sure you'll be there. Thank you so much for watching.
yeah.
Today we
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I will not like say, because I don't really I don't think I'm allowed to like really recommend like a single stock, you know, um, based on here in BC because it's regulated. But all I can say is that maybe we can go through the thought process
right.
of really selecting this. At the
Correct.
end of the day, who's gonna press that buy button? Not
You.
me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be you,
It's gonna be you. Yeah.
right?
So
So you should
having
know
that
the risk.
well informed decision, JR, is very critical. Having that well
Yeah.
informed decision rather than just buying random stocks or whatever. So without guidance, you can be like buying stocks and then tomorrow you wake up that it's negative. Hello. So yeah, we will have more episodes, and I
I know
think
it's we
we are
actually
over.
didn't go to our script.
We are over time. I have to summarize what we talked today. We talk about the pitfalls for new immigrants here, the credit card trap. We have lots of information about that. We'll talk about more later. We have first car mistake. I did that, and we'll talk more about that too. Missing out of benefits. There are benefits out there that we haven't subscribed yet, so make sure you read the website and also banking fees. JR is telling us to move into free digital and online banks because they're just the same, and don't waste your money
Yeah,
subscribing into expensive like $15. It's a $15 per month, no. And then yeah, and also I this episode is actually a eye opening conversation with JR, and I hope to everyone who is listening right now. And thank you so much, JR, for sharing your journey. I know you have a lot of stuff. I can see that like it's about to erupt. Your knowledge is about to erupt, but we still have more episodes coming. So keep that information within you. So we'll share that next time online.
yeah,
Thank you for your advocacy from nursing to finance. And Yes, that's true. Our finance needs resuscitation, needs nursing, and for giving us the sensible truth about navigating life in Canada. And that's very important. And that's important for a newcomer. If you are a newcomer here in Canada, please like and subscribe, share JR's channel, our channel. What was that? What's our channel? Sensible Start with JR
We'll
in
start with JR.
Facebook and in YouTube. So it's clear that whether it's healthcare or financial, having a plan is what makes the difference. And what makes the difference is having a well informed plan. So join us next time in our next episode with JR. And JR, your last words before we go?
Mm, thank you for your questions, Tom. So, like, you actually surprised me with your questions because I didn't. Those it wasn't part of, like I had like a summary of questions here that might be thrown at me, but you're throwing me questions wherein it was out of my comfort zone, but it was okay. I mean, I was able to answer because I have relative experience with all those topics, and you know personal finance is personal. That's my key takeaway. I mean, we learn from different sources, but at the end of the day, at our own devices, we make our own choices. So we have the opportunity to wake up every day. We should ask ourselves, what am I going to do today? Should I make the right choice or the wrong choice? Should I do something good? Should I do something bad? We always have a choice. So always choose for financial clarity, always choose for financial peace, because at the end of the day, it will generally like help you. But also don't forget to, ask for help and wisdom and understanding from our God Almighty, because at the end
Wonderful.
of the day, He's the one giving us these gifts. We are
Resources.
just stewards of this, money and skills that we have. These are just borrowed. This is borrowed time. At the end of the day, we should do everything for His glory.
Yes, thank you so much, JR. And we'd like to thanks the people who are watching and supporting us. I'm so sorry about my video, part of technical issues. Yes, RJ Olarte, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
for being with us. Sajid Almonte Tibigar, thank you so much. Bahandi Bisdak, I'm so sorry, but yes, ma'am, thank you so much for watching. And to those who are online in YouTube, Kisaw TV and Facebook, thank you so much for watching us. And for more smart money moves and updates from JR, make sure to follow us at Sensible Start at JR and subscribe to JR Sensible Start with JR channel in YouTube, and also like and subscribe YouTube Kiso TV YouTube channel. And thank you so much for tuning in with us today in Sensible Start with JR. We'll see you in our next episode. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you
Everyone
being with
deserves a
us.
sensible start.
Thank you so much, JR.
God bless.